Jonathan Osborn. I'm the host of this panel. Every year, since they asked me to start doing this, I have tried different variations of what this panel would be about. They asked me one year, they said, hey Jonathan, would you do a script reading panel? And I said, sure. I have no idea what that was really supposed to be, so I've made up different things. The first time I did it, I brought some different little scripts to have people read, and sometimes I brought more lengthy scripts to read, but every year I write up something for you guys to read. This year we're going to be a little more serious than usual. So you're in for a treat. Because this time we're actually going to do auditions for parts. Now I was hoping to have an assistant here who is going to help me judge the various reads and make the decisions, so that I couldn't, take all blame. I could just say, no, it was his fault. I liked you. But that's what I was planning on doing. Now the first thing I'd like to do is, if you're planning on participating, well, actually what I'd like to do is if you could just all come forward anyway, and just come forward and be friendly, but especially if you're planning on reading. So, what I'd like to do first is, and like I said, we just do these things different ways. We have a script here, and it's a lengthy script, and it doesn't have that many parts in it, but we're just going to kind of do sort of a little bit of what you would encounter in different aspects of professional voice acting. Though, of course, this will certainly not be anywhere close to professional voice acting. Not through me or anything. So I'm going to start with the men who actually want to read. So if there are men here who actually want to read, you can just get on up behind me, and I will explain the characters. And then you can, after you hear the descriptions of the characters, this is great, we have so many volunteers. All right, I'm going to read, there are 4 significant male characters, and there are 4 significant female characters. There's also going to be a need for a narrator, but the narrator can be male or female. So technically there's 9 significant characters. But we've got 4 men, so I'm going to read off the men, without the narrator, obviously. And I'll just tell you who they are. But before I even tell you who they are, I will establish the story, just so you have a little idea of the story. Roughly, this story is about something called the Reality Wars. The Reality Wars work as follows. There are numerous timelines, and each timeline is its own reality. Each reality has laws about it, physics that work in a certain way. Some realities have magic, some don't. And each reality has a character, or an individual, who is actually the personification or the avatar of that reality. In the script, they're called locks. Should a lock be killed, that reality is destroyed forever. And some people don't know they're locked, some people do, and are like, hey, that's cool, but there are some people who are like, wow, if we kill lots of locks, we'll get rid of the other realities, and then the only reality will be ours.
There can only be one.
There can only be one. Thus, the Reality Wars. That's the rough background of the story. The first character, I'm not doing this in order of significance, but the first character is a major character. In the script, he's going to go by the name of Bob. Bob is a guy who doesn't know about anything that's going on. He is an accountant. He lives a boring life. He has no idea that things are going to happen. The best thing I can, for anyone who knows Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy,
he's Arthur Dent.
He is Arthur Dent. He's just like trying to have breakfast, and all of a sudden the world is going crazy around him, and all he wanted was eggs. So that is Bob. That's Bob, but it gives you a lot of free range with that. But the thing is that he is a very straightforward, down-to-earth guy who's encountering a lot of things that are not down to earth. The second major character is a character who goes by the name Toaster in the script. Toaster comes from a high-tech society. Good enough, but he comes from a high-tech, and he is very MacGyver-like in the sense that he can, because of his high-tech world, he can look at stuff in like our world and go, wow, this is simplistic, I can just take this and turn something into it and make a car and get us away from here. But he's a just sort of a nice, fun-loving, quick sense of humor kind of guy, but you're also going to have to deal with the fact that you do have a significant other who you are madly in love with. So if you're not interested in doing that kind of a line, don't even audition for the part. All right, now we have two minor characters. They're still big enough to actually be auditionable, but they are minor characters. The first is a character named Tank. Tank comes from a world that is very much like Warhammer 40K. He is very much like a Space Marine. He has a giant freaking suit of armor that could stop, tank shells. And he has a gun that could shoot clearly through buildings. The last character is a character who in the script is named Shrive. And Shrive is an elven warrior from a mountainous region. He is very much not like Tolkien elves. Again, the best quick comparison, he's much more like the aliens from Avatar. Very, warrior tribe based. No, not blue, because he's actually, they live on the cliff sides. They live on the cliff sides, but they're very tribal and warrior based. So those are the four characters. Not anywhere in the script. If you want that in the back of your head for your motivation, I believe you will get a very creepy read from you.
Yes.
All right. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand out these. Does anyone know right now characters from those list of four that they would be interested in auditioning for? I saw your hand up, and I saw your hand up, and I saw your hand up. What I want you to do is look over the lines for the four characters, prepare, and then when you're ready, go up there, and then hand the script to someone else. Now we're going to have to go through this kind of quickly, because we also have to do the auditions for the female characters. And so we want to go through this kind of quickly and...
So wait, are we all auditioning just once for one character?
You're going to go up there and read for whatever characters you want to read for.
Okay.
So as many of them as you want.
As many as you'd like. But, I don't want you all to feel compelled to read for all four. Pick the characters that you would think would be good.
You have to memorize it, right? We'll
No, you don't have to memorize it. Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized. You are going to need one to go up there with. So,
Unless you memorize it.
All right, trial by fire.
okay. In typical audition fashion, give your name and then the name of the character you're reading for.
All right. Hello, I'm JC, and I guess these mics work. This is awesome. You got mics. Hi, my name's JC, and I'm going to try out for two characters. I will start with Toaster.
Oh, and before you start, this is actually what voice directors have to go through, by the way, is listen to the same little bit of dialogue over and over and over and over and over again. And now you will get to share in that experience of hearing these lines over and over and over and over again.
Woo!
Go ahead. Ask Toaster.
Hi, the name's Toaster. Well, obviously that's not my real name. I mean, who would honestly name their kid Toaster? And anyway, I'm an inventor and an all-around clever guy, if I do say so myself. You want me to do the other one?
Yeah, go the other one.
Right, and this one will be Bob. Hello? Okay, I honestly have no idea what's going on, but I've been dragged into this whole thing, and I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I really just wanted to have breakfast